Good morning, everyone. I'm not even really sure why I'm doing this video. I just was noticing how much emotion I was feeling, and not necessarily bad emotion. I was actually really just noticing how good I felt. I feel really good, and whenever I'm feeling like really good or really bad, or I guess maybe even when I'm just feeling neutral, when I'm feeling kind of like meh, I try to identify what's happening, like really just sit back and almost meditate for a second of like, why am I feeling the way that I'm feeling? For a couple of reasons, because if I'm feeling really good, I want to make sure that I'm doing these things over and over again to continue to feel really good. Or if I'm feeling really bad, I want to identify those feelings so that I can not feel bad, basically. So this winter was kind of rough on me, and I think on a lot of people, if it was the weather or just how cold it was, I don't know, but I hadn't really been doing a lot of videos, and I kind of had fallen off of my Intentionally Lola blog, and I just couldn't figure out what it was. It was just like, that's literally the best way to describe my winter. Meh. There's no other word. So now that it's starting to get a little bit nicer, it's warmer, the sun is shining, hallelujah, there's, green grass and the trees are blooming and there's color. God, it just makes such a difference. But I'm identifying how I'm feeling and why do I feel different? Because it's definitely not just because it's warm and not because it's colorful. There's more to it. And I'm realizing that I've gotten back into the habit of waking up really early, waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning, getting ready and getting all of those little things done that I like to do before I come to work. So my schedule before my winter of meh was, I'd wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, I'd get in the shower, I'd get ready, I'd clean up any mess in the apartment from the night before, I'd prepare a meal like in the crock pot and get things ready for the evening, for dinner. And then whatever little running around that I had to do before work. For whatever reason, it was harder and harder for me to get out of bed in the morning in winter. I was noticing that I just wasn't getting up. So I was sleeping in until maybe 7:30, 8 o'clock, and I wasn't able to do all those little things before work. So I think I was building some anxiety because then I would come home, there would be no food, and I'm scrambling to find food. And what it came down to, what I'm realizing, is that I wasn't living intentionally. That's exactly what it was. I wasn't intentional about getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I wasn't intentional about getting all those little things done before work and setting myself up for success in the evening to prepare dinner. I guess I'm having this like aha moment of like, yes, that's exactly what it was. I fell off my path of living an intentional life. And right now I'm having this overwhelming feeling of, I always knew how important living intentionally was. No, I did not always know that. That is a lie. In the last few years, I have learned how important living intentionally is. But now I feel it. I really feel the importance of intentional living. Now I have to remember how good I feel right now. This is an emotion that I have to remember and store away because another winter will come and it's going to be miserable. Winters in the Midwest, if you're a Midwest person, you know how miserable winters are. So I know that winter is going to come again eventually, and unfortunately, and I'm going to have to prepare for that. I'm going to have to make sure that even during those winter months, I'm getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning. So what does that mean? What am I going to have to do? I have to prepare. I have to be intentional for that. It might mean that, at 4:30 in the morning, I pump the furnace up to 75 so that the apartment is really warm and I don't feel so bad about getting out of those covers. I really have to kind of meditate on ways to make sure that I'm doing this. So I wanted to send this video out and just remind you how important intentional living is. You know, when you are having a good day, be intentional about checking in with yourself and knowing, why do you feel so good, so that you can continue to do those things day to day. Or if you're feeling really bad, check in with yourself. Where is that pain coming from? Where is that emotion coming from? Identify it and then address it. And the biggest thing is making sure that you're not numbing yourself. And remember what all these numbing agents are. A numbing agent can be something as simple as playing a game on your phone or being on Facebook, or maybe it's beer or any sort of liquor or drugs, anything that distracts you or pulls you away from that uncomfortable feeling that you're having, that really uncomfortable feeling of, there's just something going on here that I don't like. I don't want to feel it, so I'm going to do blank. That blank is a numbing agent. So identifying when you know that that's happening, that like, oh my God, I have all these emotions and I just so badly want to grab my phone or grab a beer or grab a banana nut muffin, whatever it is. Identify that and then just allow yourself to feel those feelings. And it might mean that you have to sit there and cry. You know, I mean, that's okay. That's all right. Cry, but think about how much better you feel after that cry. That release is just so much better. And there's so much clarity. You ever realize that? Like after just a really good cry, the world just seems to make more sense. It's really interesting. So I just had this epiphany this morning, and I had this overwhelming urge to share it with anybody that's willing to listen. The other thing is, if you get anything out of this, I would absolutely love your support. And support looks like either a like on Facebook or sharing this video or sharing your comments with me. Sharing your comments with me lets me know that you enjoyed it, and it gives me energy, and it motivates me to keep doing this, to keep being my very best self, so I can be the best self for you and my tribe, and really just keep this going. So your involvement in this creates inertia for me to keep on going, which then I think creates inertia for you to keep on going, and it just spirals and it becomes this really big, beautiful, beautiful thing. So I would really love it if you would either like this, share it, comment. I want to hear your thoughts and feelings. So thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to hearing from you guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.